this video, I'm going to share with you why you need good supplements for healthy aging, even if you're eating healthy. And I'll share what supplements I take. Most of my life, I have not taken supplements consistently. There's a time when I took prenatal vitamins when I had 3 pregnancies, and I also took herbal supplement called Evening Primrose to help with hot flashes, and then some iron during my perimenopausal time. As I shared with you in my Healthy Habits video on eating, I started improving my eating habits a very long time ago. And that worked pretty well for me for a lot of years, keeping up my energy and keeping me from catching all the bugs that my girls would bring home from school. And this pretty much lasted until about 2000. I noticed that my energy level was a little bit sagging. I started getting that afternoon slump that so many people talk about. And I just figured it was because I was getting older. And because of my researching about healthy eating, I knew that adding caffeine in the afternoon would not be a very wise choice. So I started taking some over-the-counter vitamin and mineral supplements. As I started that, I did some research and I found multiple studies. Actually, now you can find a whole slew of them that show how our foods nowadays, many of the common things, broccoli, spinach, apples, you name it, they have much fewer vitamins and minerals in them than they did decades ago. You can find a lot of the researches on the government websites. It showed that there's been a noticeable decline in key nutrients, such as calcium, iron, vitamin C, B, D, in many of our fruits and vegetables since the 1970s. So we're talking a few years ago. So in other words, to put it in simpler terms, what your body needs in the basic maintenance of, in vitamins and minerals, you would have to consume about 5,000 calories a day from a wide variety of food choices. This would be like for the average person like me. And that's not really a good sustainable weight kind of control situation. So we're talking about eating super, super healthy foods and getting all those calories from them. That would be hard. I would find it extremely difficult. I think this really points out to why diet alone isn't enough if you want to age well naturally. So what does this mean for women over 50? Well, as we get older, we naturally become less efficient in our body in absorbing nutrients that we take in. And you add to that fact that we're getting fewer nutrients from the foods that we consume, well, we're left with a big, huge gap. One that directly affects our energy, our bone health, our immune function, even our cognitive abilities. Plus, if you're one of the many people who takes prescription or over-the-counter medications, you'll find that those almost always deplete and or block the absorbance of vitamins and minerals. So here's where high quality supplements come in. For me, it wasn't really until 2008 that I was introduced to some higher quality supplements. So before then, I was just taking the over-the-counter stuff, thinking I was, doing the best that I could. What I found out when I took those higher quality supplements, they cost a little bit more, but boy, did they make a difference. I had so much more energy, no more afternoon slumps for me. Several years later, I became part of doTERRA. And while it's known for its essential oils, it's actually its biggest selling product is its lifelong vitality supplements. I'll have to admit that I was really hesitant about trying them but I kept hearing some amazing stories about people having less pain, better mood, and, more energy too. And they came with a money back guarantee. So if you didn't experience more energy or less pain or better moods, you would get your money back. So I figured I'd give it a try. To tell you the truth, I didn't really notice any difference for over 2 weeks. So I was a little disappointed at that point. But then about a half a week later, so it was about 2.5 weeks all total, my husband asked me how my foot was because he said I wasn't squirming around in the sheets at night for the last several days. You see, the joint just below my big toe on my left foot hurt so bad that during the daytime, instead of standing flat-footed, I would stand on the edge of outer side of my foot, so I wouldn't put any weight or pressure on that joint. And then at night, I would squirm around in the sheets and the blankets until they were just right, not putting any pressure or weight on that joint. This was a gradual improvement, so gradual I didn't even know it. And I just didn't realize the pain was gone until he asked. After finishing these supplements, I figured I would just go back and use up the ones that I had been using before. Waste not, want not. How many of you remember that? That period was when I discovered the difference between some high quality supplements that were better than over the counter, yes, but not as good as these. In about 3 days, I was having excruciating pain in my foot. It was like, wow, I guess I'd been living with this pain for so long. I just was like numb to it. I didn't recognize it. And here I was in so much pain. I was on the phone to doTERRA calling and saying, how fast can I get a shipment sent to me? As I discovered, not all supplements are created equal. Many are filled with fillers, low quality ingredients, and in forms that your body can't even readily absorb. When you choose high quality supplements, you give your body the tools it needs so that it will boost your energy, improve your sleep, support your immune system, which helps lower that inflammation level. So that helps with the pain part, right? It helps you to think more clearly, your skin is more glowing, and it just helps you to age more gracefully from the inside out. Isn't that something that you would like? I know I'm enjoying it. Well, let's fast forward to today, which is 12 years later. About a year ago, I switched from using the doTERRA's lifelong vitality supplements, which were these products, to their new formula called VMG. It's a whole food nutrient complex. Comes in a little packet, quite different. It has over 90 science-backed ingredients, including all of them in whole food, vitamins, and minerals. It also has certified pure tested essential oils so that you can take them internally safely. And it has a new advanced absorption technology. This clean vegan formula gives you both your macronutrients as well as your micronutrients daily to support your energy levels, the immune system, your gut health, your digestion, liver function, and also your hormone function, not to mention your brain function. And it promotes healthy skin and nails. One of the things I like especially about it is that it also contains things that you don't normally find in multiple vitamin supplements. It has CoQ10, NAC, turmeric, and a whole lot of other things. that I don't need to go out and buy individually to add to my counter of supplements to take. And they're really important things that I need to take to support the health for a woman who's over 50. Well over 50 for me, but any woman over 50 really should take these things to heart. You can get more details about these supplements that I mentioned. So the lifelong vitality things on the VMG, which you just take in a liquid form. Isn't that nice? You can get more information on them in the video that I mentioned. I'm going to include the links below as well. And in that link, if you want to get them, try them out. You'll get a 25% discount. Something else that I also continue to take in addition to my VMG and Omega. This is the E Omega Plus. What that means is it's essential fatty acids, and those are critical nutrients for your overall health and vitality. They also play a critical role in your heart health, your cell growth, brain development, skin, eyes, metabolic health, muscle activity, immune function, and your joint health. These are also really important more and more as we age, and we want to age healthy, right? I also take this little capsule called Enzyme with my meals. It contains a blend of active enzymes and supporting cofactors that promote a healthy digestion. This is so important because as we age, our body produces less and less enzymes. And what enzymes do is they help break down the food to get the nutrients out so our body can use them. I talked a lot more about this in my Healthy Habits video on digestion. Another supplement I take is a probiotic. Well, actually, it's a lot more. I take doTERRA's PB Restore Probiotic Complex. And as you can see, it's designed as a dual capsule. It's designed with your whole body biome in mind. In this little dual chamber capsule, it delivers 30 bioactive components of pre, pro, and postbiotics, as well as bacteriophages, or also called phages. This helps with more than just your gut. It helps your skin, your brain, your mouth, your microbiomes, and much more. The other thing that I take sometimes instead of the Restore, PB Restore, is I will take the PB Assist Plus. It's a probiome also, but it is primarily focused on your gut. I talked a lot more about this in the Healthy Habits videos on digestion. So you might want to take a look at that if you have any of those kinds of issues. For me, it just depends on the situation, whether I've just done a cleanse or, how my digestive system's working, on which one I'll be taking. As an older woman, we all know we need to take care of our bones. It's so important. And this particular bone nutrient complex is a wonderful blend of vitamins, minerals, and of course, that calcium that we need to support good bone health. Right now, I'm just taking a half dosage. Normally it's 4 of the capsules because, anybody who's taken any bone support, they know there's pretty big capsules that you're taking. So they have it divided into 4 servings, but I'm only taking 2 a day. And the reason is because I've gone through and I've looked at all the other things that I'm taking, and I looked at what's in this, all the vitamins and minerals and the calcium and stuff, and I added it up to see what I needed. And for me, a half a dose works great. For you, it may be different. So you want to go through and add up where you're getting all these things from, and not just in supplement form, but also remember the foods that you most commonly, consume. And of course, whatever your doctor recommends. A couple of years ago, I started taking this MetaPower Advantage, which contains 9 types of collagen tripeptides. But I'll tell you, I'm not, when people think of collagen, they think of their skin and all that, and their nails and hair. And, it's good for that, and it has all that in here, but that's not why I'm taking it. I'm actually doing really well in all those areas, probably because of the other supplements I take. I'm taking it because I want those collagen tripeptides that will help boost my immune system, which of course helps to lower my inflammation levels, and it's going to help my joints and my muscle recovery time. So for me, those other things are like a bonus, but it really works well for the things that I've been aiming for. And I talk a lot more about this in my Healthy Habits videos on movement, because joints, muscle recovery time, that's where it really showed and shined for me. So as you can see, I'm not really taking much, just 5 supplements daily. And fortunately, no prescriptions or over-the-counter medications. I do believe that these supplements, along with my other healthy lifestyle habits that are in my video series, have greatly helped me to have a healthy and vibrant life, even at 74. Be sure to subscribe and watch my whole series on healthy habits that have helped me to age well at 74. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments, or if you want to, you can contact me personally with the link that I put below in the description.